shootings are really shootings that the individuals knew each other previously. There is no ongoing public safety issue. And with that, I'm going to have AC Jackson come over and give you an overview.
Good morning, Brian Jackson, Assistant Chief of Lincoln Police Department. On Saturday, January 21st, 2023, approximately 10:19 hours, officers were dispatched to the area of South 18th and Euclid Avenues regarding a report of a person being shot. Arriving officers discovered 18-year-old Julian Martinez of Lincoln with a single gunshot wound to his upper torso. At the same time, dispatchers directed officers to an apartment at that same location where the caller stated he had just shot someone. Officers contacted 29-year-old Arman Riha, who was taken into custody without incident. The investigation determined a neighborhood disturbance that had initially occurred escalated rather quickly, which led to the shooting. Riha was arrested for second-degree homicide and use of a deadly weapon to commit a felony. We would like to extend our condolences to Julian's family and friends and ask the public to respect their privacy and grieve their loss of their loved one. This is an ongoing investigation, and we're asking anyone with additional information to come forward and either call the Lincoln Police Department at 402-441-6000 or Crime Stoppers at 402-475-3600. And with that, we take any questions.
Chief, do you know what the nature of the disturbance was between the two?
It initially started with a disturbance about animals, dogs, and escalated from there.
So like barking dogs or?
Jointly owned pets.
Okay. So information, I guess there was an emergency scanner traffic about an attempted break-in. Is there any validity to that, or was that just a claim made by the caller?
It's part of the it is part of the investigation.
Is there any evidence to suggest there was an attempted break-in?
We have statements from the parties involved that involve disturbance that occurred both inside and at the residence.
And did the victim, Mr. Martinez, I think, did he live in the residence or in the area at all?
These two were adjacent residents. They lived in properties adjacent to each other.
But whose apartment did it happen in?
It happened outside.
What happened
The individual was
outside?
shot while he was outside.
Outside. And were both people armed or just one person armed?
There was one weapon involved in this incident, directly involved in this incident.
Were the two previously known to law enforcement? Had they been in contact with you before?
I think we'll just deal with this incident and relate the facts specific to the incident, because it's specific to what happened here today.
Okay.
Who owned the firearm?
Mr. Riha,
No.
and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing his name. It's R-E-J-A-I, and if that's mispronounced, I apologize to him and his family.
Had the two were there disturbances called at that residence at all prior to this?
Not to my knowledge.
And had the two been arguing about a dog or something like that prior to this, or had this been an ongoing, I guess, argument between the two?
The incident specific to Saturday escalated from a confrontation about their individual pets and escalated from there. Prior contact, I'm not aware that was any part of anything of Saturday's events. Any other questions of?
And was there a second person arrested or pepper sprayed or anything like that? I think scanner traffic indicated there was more than just the two involved.
As I mentioned, it initially started with a disturbance over pets. It did escalate. It did escalate from there. There is information involving the use of pepper spray involved in the incident between the initial disturbance and the shooting.
So were there more than two people involved?
There were friends of the victim that were present and have been interviewed.
Could you spell the victim's name for us?
Sure. Julian is Julian. Martinez is Martinez. And again, 18 years old.
He was from Lincoln.
He is from Lincoln.
And they live in the same building, in the same like structure?
Adjacent structures.
I guess for County Attorney Condon, is the second degree murder, is that the charge that you guys think you're gonna go ahead and charge this afternoon, or?
We'll have to take a look at the reports as we get them in and make that determination. We did have county attorneys looking at this over the weekend, so we'll take a look at the rest of the reports that we have and make that determination here yet this morning.
Can you say how many shots were fired total?
I believe at this time, I mean, let's wait until we get further into the involvement in the investigation, make sure the investigation is completed, so.
And I'm sorry, did you say what kind of weapon it was, or did you guys release that already?
I don't know if they've released that information yet.
Right now, it's very early, and all of you kind of are used to me saying this, but it is really early in the investigation, and we're going to continue looking into all the things that you have brought up, and we'll be able to brief you at a later date.
But was it a handgun or a?
It was a handgun.
And then was it found on Mr. Reha?
It was found at the scene.
And he called dispatchers. Reha called dispatchers himself.
That I don't know. Someone at the scene did, though.
Okay.
Yes. Any other questions? Thanks, you guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks.